Thank you so much for finding the latest episode of The Ugly Truth. We have a special guest today. That's right, a third Ugg has joined in on the show. How long will it last? We have no idea, but we're enjoying the ride. Also, we found some really weird stuff on Etsy, and this leads to some unusual stories. And we're also trying out a new segment this week. If you like it, please let us know when you're sharing the show and giving us a 5-star review. That's right. You have some work to do during this pandemic. Make us popular. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for supporting the Uggs. Enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you, from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie.
You look like the kind of person who would accept a thumbless man.
Paula.
Are you jerking off again?
Stephanie.
I don't care if she has multiple sclerosis.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the Ugly Truth.
Welcome to The Ugly Truth. This is episode 454. Ugh.
Sorry. God, I'm throaty this morning.
All right.
The only one that ever has a perfect Ugg is Jamie.
That's because I warm up. I do false sometimes in the morning.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to.
I literally wake up, I drink my coffee, and I'm like, I don't.
A little MC.
Stephanie's playing Sarah Jessica Parker in The Family Stone.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, God. She's constantly clearing her throat out of anxiety. Anyway, so everyone, this is a special episode because Stephanie, our third sister, actually the second oldest, is here with us today. Finally, we've been talking about this for months. She's finally here because, silver linings of the coronavirus is here. It's Stephanie is home.
I assure you, we are sitting 6 feet apart.
We are very close.
Yeah, right.
God.
Maybe 6 millimeters apart.
I
know, right?
We're probably a good 24 inches apart from each other's mouths right now.
Oh, God. That's not
All
enough.
I can do is think about what my teeth smell like.
You're fine.
That's not enough by Ugg standards for sure.
Well, no, of course not. I mean, this is the girl, by the way, that put cereal boxes around her sister so she couldn't watch her eat.
I can't.
Okay, so let's go there.
We just talked about that not that long
We just
ago.
talked about that.
I confronted someone at my office the other day because he was eating almonds, and I was like, "What are you eating?" And then he's like, he stopped mid-chew, and he looked at me. He's like, "I'm sorry," and I was like, "I must have the
Well, I'm
look
sure
on my
the look
face."
on your face was just like razor blades coming out of your eyes.
Because I had been sitting there for like 10 minutes gutting it, going, "Do I say something? Do I
God,
not
he
say
was
something?"
eating almonds for 10 minutes?
Oh my God, he eats them constantly.
That's disgusting.
And,
His mouth
yeah.
must smell like a cigar.
I never get that
mouth.
close to him. But
Well,
yeah.
good.
He's a healthy eater. He's one of those.
So what? Snack is a snack, not an all-day cud fest.
It's because he doesn't eat, and that's what he says. He's like, "Well, I just snack all day, and then I have a huge dinner." And
I'd be like, do you think I give a fuck? Just shut your mouth.
God.
shut your pie hole.
God.
Quit chewing so damn loud.
We're supposed to wear masks to work. Perhaps you should do that.
Well, can you change your desk to where it's on your bad ear or what? I mean,
No. No. But I will put my earplug in my good ear so that way I can't hear him. But that's only if I'm not on the phone,
That is so funny.
I went to this conference when I had this job, and it was the conference was in Denver. And I sat next to this older lady, and she was super nice and everything. So once the conference started, we were all quiet. And all of a sudden, her mouth, the whole conference, she was like,
no.
And I just
She have white stuff in the corners of her mouth.
No, she just kept making this sound.
Did someone offer her? I mean, did someone offer her a secrets?
It was. I think it was just a habit that she just kind of licked her lips. Well, here's the problem: is I was 8 weeks pregnant and I hadn't told anybody,
I would have
and I was
vomited on her
literally on the
shoes.
verge of vomit every 5 minutes because I was just and I mean I'm sure to the average person they probably wouldn't have even noticed, but I'm sitting there green at the gills. I'm like,
Maybe.
just because she was making this sound, and I think I even asked at some point. I'm like, can I change seats?
When I was pregnant with Mackenzie, our how we have bloodhound smell.
Oh, I do.
Okay, we all have it.
Okay,
So
I
it
thought it was just me.
became incredibly heightened when I was pregnant with Mackenzie for some reason, and I could smell literally everything. There was a girl that came in, and she's actually ended up being a Fox reporter, but she came in and would be freshly showered every afternoon because she worked the night shift. And she was really young and pretty. So she would walk in, she's like, "Good morning." And she was so sweet, and we liked each other. She was friendly. whatever shampoo she used,
It stunk.
all I smelled was that scent. And she'd walk by, and she had like a ton of hair because it was the 80s. So she would come in, and I'd be like, every time. And then there was another guy.
Like?
It was just whatever the smell of her shampoo was.
You didn't like it.
Did not smell good. It was like, is this Head and Shoulders? Like I couldn't figure it out.
It was.
And then the other
Maybe it
one,
was tea tree oil.
there was a guy who actually wanted to date me, and he smelled like mildew every day to me.
Oh my
every day.
He was dirty.
Was
And
his
so
body rotting?
No, but one time I went to, and trust
I bet
me,
it was his house.
I don't know how this happened, but I ended up at his house in his bedroom. Nothing happened.
What the hell?
Nothing happened.
Oh my God.
And I walk in, and I'm sitting. He's showing me a tour of his house because, and I was so naive, you guys. I had no idea he was trying to get laid. I was just like, oh, this is a nice house. So I walk in, and I'm sitting on his bed, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
the smell is coming from the closet. I mean, I
What
could
was
smell
in
it.
there? Probably heads and jars.
So finally, and this is literally what put the nail in the coffin.
Did you
for
open the
him
closet
thinking,
door just to see?
It was open, and I said, I
she
never
did.
wanted to say anything, but you smell
stink.
like mildew. He goes, oh my God.
Didn't say anything. But
How romantic.
He goes,
That's a really specific thing to say.
and he goes, oh
saying
my
you smell
God.
like crap.
I go, and the reason I say that is because it's really strong in your bedroom. And he goes, oh my God.
Not to add further incident or whatever. I don't know.
Insult to injury.
Right?
I know what you meant.
And he goes, oh my God. He goes, I have a leak in my roof, and it's in the closet. I'm like, well, there you go. That's
Fix
exactly it.
You stink.
He fixed it.
I thought you were going to sprout mushrooms soon. So.
There might have been mushrooms in there. I didn't bother to look, but I do know that I got squired out and back to the office very quickly after that.
I was about to say, I guarantee you, every time he thinks of you, that's all he remembers.
Okay, so before we move on to the big segment we wanted to talk about today, which is very interesting.
Is it? People are like, oh my God, big segment. What's it going to be? Well,
It's movies.
Wait,
So
Daryl, did they
before
say boobies? No, movies.
We're going to compare our breast sizes, everyone. It's going to be so thrilling.
It's going to be large, larger, and largest.
And I know who wins that one. So anyway,
I don't know, Jamie. Mine are jugs. I hate
we
them.
all have large mammaries.
Oh, you know what?
I just asked. All I ask is
Mammaries.
I ask Daryl regularly. I'm like, are they sloppy tits yet?
Mine
Like,
are.
are we sloppy yet? And he goes,
I'm mother.
he's like, don't ever say that.
I'm teardrops.
Are your nipples facing down?
No.
Well, then you're fine.
I'm still getting
Paula?
a good job.
No, I have no, you know what? They're nice and circular. I mean, they have a natural droop because they're not
that's
fake,
fine.
but
Right.
I just, you know what? I told you I bought those bras. I did the measurements.
What bras?
Well, okay, so my old bras that I had, they just weren't cutting it. Every time I put everything in, I lifted it all up, my nipples were hanging out. And
were too small.
They were too small. So I'm like, all right, I need to get bigger bras. And I couldn't succumb to the idea because I'm just like, there's no way my boobs are that large. And so I know, I hear the peanut gallery.
laughing.
And so
I used to be that way, though.
I got the cloth measuring tape. I did the measurements. I punched in the numbers, and it spit out a number that I just thought was absolutely ridiculous. And
You're like,
so
that's absolutely untrue.
I'm like, there's no way it's that. And so I compromised. I went a size down, and then I ordered that. Well, they're working,
small.
but to be perfectly honest, I probably should have ordered the size that it suggested.
That you actually are.
Because
just
I
gotten
still do get a little bit of nipple pokage sometimes.
See, I can't. That almost looks worse.
You know what I hate? What I hate is when you just come to terms with the fact that you're this size.
Yeah.
My bras are so big that they take up a whole drawer. Like, I can't put them in the underwear
Yeah,
drawer
me
anymore.
too.
They're big. And I'm just like, I fucking hate
Actually,
you.
I hang mine now.
That's what I do. I hang
brilliant.
mine on a hanger. Like it's got these little like divot hooks.
Oh, I should hang my
I
bras.
do hang them, or do you have like hooks in the back of your door in the bathroom and stuff like that?
No, but that's
Oh
a
my
good
God.
idea.
That's what I've been doing, and then I'll put a towel over them so they're not like if someone's gonna come.
Not
No one
offensive.
comes over. Well, you know.
Yeah. Don't look at my unmentionables when you're in there washing your hands.
Well-
what is this, a 20s movie?
I can't. No, they're in my master, so no one goes in
They
there.
look like
but-
they belong on Jackie O's head. And
Oh my
so-
God, Paula. They're literally the underwear we used to pick out when we'd be shopping with mom and be like, can you imagine wearing these?
For
Oh, God.
little
And
kids,
then-
you watch them walk around with
They're
them on their head. They're like,
huge.
Mom, look at my new hat.
And then there's some boob demon out there going, you just wait. We're going to get you.
Those are going to be your bras.
I need something with like a little lift, and I don't want anything full figured because it cuts my boobs in half. And so, because I'm kind of top heavy.
Yes. Well, trust me. I mean, this has been my life forever. So
I'm like, and I'm like, can I get anything besides the color beige? You know? So.
No. Well, and you know, the thing is, honestly, I used to buy all of my bras from Victoria's Secret. They're all about a size smaller than they say they are.
Oh God, I can't wear anything from there.
No, they don't, I don't know. They don't want anyone with a real woman's boob to ever wear any of their shit.
For adolescents.
Yeah, they're
I'm
juniors.
Sure.
Total juniors.
Seriously, their models are like size minus A
0.
cup.
00.
Not only that, but their stuff is cheap. I am sorry.
It wears out.
It falls apart.
Yeah, it does, for sure.
And Fredericks of Hollywood's, it's kind of even cheaper, and their stuff
Allison
is all
loves
just like
their bras.
lace.
She
And
swears
I'm just
by
like,
them.
I don't want to wear all lace. I'm like, that's just tits in a fishnet. It's just
Well, and you can totally see through. I mean, if you wear a white, God forbid, well, I don't anymore, but when you wear white t-shirts, because I stain all mine, but if you wear a white
never wore a
t-shirt
white
and you're
t-shirt.
wearing even a beige lace, it's like, what
can
is
totally
what
see
is
it.
the litter going on your boobs? Like, that doesn't even
Right.
look sexy.
well,
It's
you don't
gross.
need to walk around with people going like, you left your headlights on. So
Oh, God. That's happened to me.
Are you kidding?
Oh, speaking of, not to completely change the subject, but it's kind of boob related. So a couple weeks ago, I was on Etsy. I like Etsy. And there's some jewelry makers in Northern California that make really cool jewelry. And it's just costume jewelry. It's nothing, but it's like semi-precious rocks and whatever.
I dig all
Anyway,
that.
so I don't know how this happened, but I assume it's because I was looking at rings. Somehow it was suggested to me that I might need prosthetic toes.
What?
wait,
Yeah,
what?
and this ad came up, and I'm like, "What the fuck? You can buy prosthetic toes on Etsy? That's so weird." So I went to it because
So
I
if
had
you're
to know.
toeless, you would buy these?
Yes,
like the nails or like an actual
Toe.
put on like
actual digit.
wow.
Actual digits. And you can get anything from individual digits, male, female digits of any of the ones, any of the piggies. And then if you have a really bad situation, they have a whole top half that you can just put on your nub so you can wear sandals.
I'd like to see one without it. I mean, I've never seen a toeless.
What, a nub?
Well, I mean, I've seen a toeless or fingerless person before, I think.
I've seen a fingerless man before.
I remember I went to that meat market. It was the night I met Victor, and there was this guy who I talked to for a while. He was really nice, but I wasn't interested. Well, come to find out, he didn't have a thumb, and
You wouldn't have been able to deal with that, Paula.
well, he kept following me around the whole night, and I was just
Thumbless.
like, dude, I'm like, thumbs down.
Did he think that you look like the kind of person who would accept a thumbless man?
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
really?
I don't really know,
much.
like, not having a thumb. I don't think it really would contribute poorly to a relationship, but
Paula, for you, it would be a source of contention forever.
Oh my God.
He's really nice, you guys. He's a millionaire, but he doesn't have a thumb.
Until your first real fight.
Yeah, shut up, thumbless. You know,
thumbs up, you asshole.
Right?
thumbs up.
Stick a thumb up your butt. Oh, wait, you don't have one.
I mean, a thumb, not a butt, but a thumb.
See, that would be your situation and you would be obsessed. You'd be obsessed. You'd be forever. You're like, he's the love of my life, but he has no thumb.
And I'd be like,
I mean,
if
it would
I
go on
stick
forever.
my thumb next to yours, well, I mean, where it was, it's really not that much shorter than mine.
At some point, you would offer the suggestion. You'd be like, my sister found prosthetic thumbs on Etsy. What do you think about that? He'd be like,
look
what the
real.
fuck, Paula?
Hey, speaking of thumbless, did I tell you that Jerry's ex lost her thumb?
Get the fuck out
No
of here.
shit. That's why I thought it was so funny that we got onto this conversation.
Please tell
All
us the
things,
tea.
she got thumb cancer.
Oh, shit. I swear to God. What is...
Is that even a thing?
Stop making me Muttley
I
laugh.
swear to God, and you know what was funny is at the time, her daughter did a GoFundMe for her thumb. For her mom's thumb. And she was so serious about it, like, oh, the thumb she uses to rub my back.
No!
She used to bake your birthday cake.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, and I just couldn't. I was like, I couldn't talk about it because I was just going to be cruel.
You should have posted that on Reddit or something like that.
It's like, this is such a softball of cruelty. I can't even. Like, it's not even fair.
I just thought it was so ironic and funny, and I'm like, that is hilarious.
Thumb cancer?
I don't know.
What was she doing with her thumb?
Well, the only thing I can tell you, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but after they got divorced, no.
What?
No. And I don't know who starts smoking at 50. No one.
Oh my God.
No one starts smoking at 50 if you've never smoked a day in your life.
Right, why would you?
Dumb. And so she did. And so I guess she smokes now. I don't know if she's quit since the thumb thing, but I was always wondering. I'm like, I wonder if it was that. You know?
But you don't use your thumb to smoke.
I know.
Unless she was putting her thumb on the butt like this.
Honestly, I think it was just a weird.
I mean, you do use your thumb to flick. So
I would be freaking fingerless if that was the case. I mean,
can you say it's skin cancer?
I don't really
And it
know.
just happened on her
I guess
thumb?
the way it went down.
People
was,
get toe cancer.
right.
So,
well, you can get cancer on anything.
I know.
Literally. I mean,
yeah, it probably was a type of skin cancer.
right?
Anyway,
all right,
all
moving
right.
on.
Wow.
Paula.
I'm just dumbfounded. Okay, go ahead.
I know it was, and the fact that we laughed like a bunch of hyenas
Paula,
immediately.
God, you were laughing so hard. I was like, wait.
Well, now
it's
I
just
can't
so
stop thinking
shocking.
about everything would be 4 now or 9.
So the digit thing, and so I was like, I found the source of these prosthetic toes that you can purchase, and it said they're for people who don't have insurance, because apparently insurance will cover prosthetics.
Yeah.
So they have every kind of female, specifically. They have every female digit, and I'm just like, where's the male? But you know what? Men give 0 fucks. They don't want prosthetics. They'll
They're
get
like-
filthy.
Unless they're gay.
They don't want to
but-
wear it.
Well, I
Yeah,
was gonna
and
say,
then
unless it inhibits their ability to jack off or something like that, they really
yes, exactly.
Plus,
Like,
the
oh, no,
first
I
time
need
they
that
do
finger.
that thing's gonna come flying off anyway. So
Absolutely. I mean, can you
Ew.
imagine? You know what?
they use lotion, and that thing goes. As soon as they start
Flinging
coming,
off.
the thing
I would
just
just
goes
wear gloves.
flicking
or
off, and I'd be
something.
like, imagine walking into the bathroom, and all of a sudden you see a thumb come flying across the room, and be like, "Are you jerking off again?"
I mean, and it just doesn't sound hygienic either. How do you keep that thing clean? It would
Well, a
get-
man would not keep it clean. They'd probably just,
Aw, no, everything.
probably
you
just
can't give, no.
rinse it off under the sink and then, be like, oh, there you go.
Pop it back on with some spit. Here you go.
Ew.
It's on.
You need to clean that thumb. Well, can you pop it in the dishwasher or something?
Exactly.
Really.
They
Here's
come
some
up with a
Windex.
million reasons.
Are they expensive?
Well, an individual toe is $149.
Good Lord. Is that for a good toe? Do they have grades, like good ones and bad ones?
They are, well, the females. And that was for a big toe. But the full top half, where you get the whole top of a foot,
Like a bridge?
it's like $1,500.
Holy shit.
I kind of want to order a toe just to see it.
Yeah. But I mean, you go right ahead. But all you have to do is put prosthetic toes, and you will find
Well, I'm going to Google that
a
for
variety.
sure.
Well, now I just want to type in all sorts of prosthetics.
Well, I was just shocked that Etsy had something like this. That's
Well,
my
there must
thing.
be a need, because otherwise, why would you? Yeah,
The internet is a wonderful place.
I know.
So anyway, all right. So moving on. Last week, our show dropped on April Fool's Day. And so we talked about all the pranks and tricks that we tried to pull on each other's children.
Oh, yes.
And we were talking about a couple. Paula reminded me of the time, and maybe you remember this. I laughed so hard because I didn't remember until she was telling me about it. Allison decided, after Paula went to bed, Allison decided to come into her room with a coat and glasses and a hat and a scarf on, and walked savagely slow toward her bed. And Paula's all, because she couldn't see who it was.
I think I do remember.
And Mom was outraged because it was Allison. She's like, what are you doing? You are a sick person. And we were laughing so hard about it because I'm like, Allison, you are diabolical, positively.
Of course, and then Mom's just like, why would you do that? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it was hilarious. And then we were talking about the one I feel is my championed
Epic.
moment is when somehow
She knows automatically what it is.
Oh, I know.
is when I
Because I'm
switched.
never going to forgive you. Only because I was so gullible. It's like, how dumb could I have been?
It was a very.
She said you were really tired.
It was a rare moment.
You woke up and you were incredibly sleepy still, and the one joy was to have cereal with 10 cups of sugar on it.
Because Mom was at work.
Because Mom wouldn't let us have sugar cereal. And so, for some reason, I was able to and it was April Fool's Day, and I was able
It
to.
was?
Yes.
Oh.
And it was, I switched out the sugar because we our mom is old school, so she had a sugar bowl.
We had a sugar bowl. Yes, we did.
And so we would just scoop the shit out of that and put it on our cereal. And you just went with reckless abandon. And I was just so giddy. I was like, please take a big bite.
I hate you.
You took a big bite. And it was like,
It's like eating fire. Do you know what it's like to eat salt? It doesn't taste salty.
No, it's burned.
It's hot. It's like
It's like acid.
Remember the time? Oh my God, you guys. Wait, remember the time we got Allison to drink alcohol?
What?
rubbing alcohol.
It was like liqueur. It was like a chocolate liqueur. And I'm sure Stephanie goes,
remember this shit. Oh
it's
my
like
God.
chocolate milk. And so she drank it and she made this face like a beak, like a bird. And she's all, we were on the floor
Why
laughing.
did we even have that?
She was like 7.
Oh my God.
We were assholes.
Well, that doesn't
Hardcore
shock me.
assholes. We were all gathered around her laughing at her. And she's like, it burns. And we're like, oh, suck it up. We were so mean to each other. It is unbelievable.
Oh my God. Yes, we were mean to each other.
You remember any that I don't remember?
Well, I remember things that aren't necessarily fond memories because, like, the time I got Paula to drink salt water when she was like 2.
Yes.
That was on the side of Dad's house, wasn't it?
Yes. It was outside of Dad's house.
Who ate the poison weeds?
Oh, I made Stephanie eat a poison leaf. I got in so much trouble.
Yeah, I got my ass beat for giving Paula that dad's
Your
like,
mouth was like burning, but I didn't know. We were just playing. I wasn't purposefully trying
Was
to
it the
poison
one with
you.
milk in it?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I wasn't trying to poison you. We were just goofing around. But God, like Paula has said, we were amazingly unsupervised.
Yeah, and then I poured hot water on Allison in the bathtub.
Why would you do that?
Remember? Because we used to. Paula, why are you laughing? I
She
burned
doesn't
her.
remember.
No, I don't even think you were alive. Honestly, I think it was before you came. But we was at Plantain Circle. We used to take, because Mom would let us have cups in the tub to rinse our hair.
Yes.
And so we had cups, and we were always bathing together when we were really little because it was probably.
But the water would
easier.
get cold, right?
Well, so what we would do as a joke would we take our cups and we'd fill it with freezing cold water
Oh
and
my
we'd pour it on
God.
each other. We'd be like, ah! So I don't know why in the hell I thought it would be funny to do it with hot water. Oh my God.
Because we were being raised as mini sociopaths.
I just didn't think about it. I was literally like 5 or 6 or maybe 7. I was really young. And
We were very unsupervised.
Oh my God, Mom beat my ass.
Of course she did.
So pissed.
Oh God.
I mean, Allison was screaming.
Well, that's very horrible.
It was horrible.
You didn't know.
She was like going this
I remember.
Oh, were you in there?
No, but I remember.
Oh.
Well, no, I wasn't in there. I just remember the screaming.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
then,
those aren't fond memories, but
although Stephanie, tell me if you remember this. Paula says that you gave her a knife and had her sit in the corner of the kitchen to protect herself because you said there was a serial killer on the roof and that he was going to come in.
But he was. I think we had a leak.
Sounds like something I would do.
It was raining, but he was just a roofer trying to fix a leak. You had me convinced that he was going to come in and attack us. So I was sitting like shivering in the corner of the kitchen, holding like I think it was actually a butcher knife. And I think I was
Nice.
about
How safe?
9.
like 8, 9.
And I was
God.
almost in fear of my I was literally in fear of my life.
It was like a thing that we did is like, how can I terrorize you so that you're so
So
scared you
many
want to
times.
die?
We were doing our own scared straight at home.
We really were. You know what? I think honestly, this is why there's not one human being outside of our family that can intimidate
Scare
us
me.
in any way whatsoever.
Pretty much no.
Not really.
A
We
real serial killer.
Well, no, but I mean, when stupid bitches try to be like, oh yeah, and I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
oh my God, I laugh at you.
Please, right?
Please, I've been tortured for my whole life.
Like, honestly.
Bring it on so that I may unleash the hell that is the Uggs because you will have no chance at all.
We should have little UG tattoos by our eyes, like instead of teardrops.
No kidding.
We survived the Uggs.
You've seen a teardrop.
Right?
You have nothing on this. Nothing. Do you remember the time that I tried to get you on April Fool's where I put a pitcher or a bucket of water over the bedroom door and instead Mom got hit with it? Do you not remember? She walked in before you did.
Oh, shit.
And I was just sitting on the bed waiting. It was where Allison and Paula used to be because we were in the other one. So I thought, oh, she'll never know. So we'll all be in here and she'll come in going, what are you guys doing? And so Mom comes in, what are you guys doing? Smack! And it didn't even like dump over like a normal thing.
It hit her in the head.
Hit her in the head
Like,
with a heavy bucket of water. And she's like, what? Jamie Lynn! Enough of these April Fools! I've had enough of this! You guys are crazy!
April Fool's is a pagan holiday.
Yeah, right. But it was like, I say that, you know, we tell all these stories and I go, you know, it's no wonder our mother is the way she is to this day. She's like an empty sock. There's nothing left. We're taking it all.
I told Jamie, I'm like, literally, Mom has zero sense of humor. Like, zero.
None.
We couldn't do
right?
anything with it.
I don't think she ever did, though, honestly.
No.
I don't really remember her ever being funny.
She's just like, my life is hell.
She did. She would sing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
which,
that's true.
yeah,
Bleach
she had her moments.
Bleach the shit out of the house with Julio.
Right? Get up! Scrub the floor in the bathroom.
I have been to the grocery store and I have cleaned the kitchen. It is 7:30 on a Saturday. Get up!
God. Those are the things that made her happy, which was sick.
Yeah. It was just control. She felt control.
I suppose. She's like, if you're going to be here and I'm going to support you, you're going to do something to earn it. Mom, you can't just exist as children.
Yeah, God forbid. Okay, so speaking of good, bad, and ugly, we decided, and we kind of talked about this last week briefly, if you listened to the show, we thought it'd be fun to create a new segment when we felt like it called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And then we would pick a subject and we would come up with something we think is very good, very bad, and something only an Ugg loves. Now, the way that can be, it can be what we individually think as an Ugg.
As regard as movies.
Well, this week the topic is movies.
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
next
it
week
can change.
Next week it might be
Oh,
Netflix
okay,
or whatever.
okay.
Right.
Cool.
So this week it's movies. So let's just start with you, Paula.
Okay.
The good.
She's the most prepared.
Yeah.
The good. Oh, are you not prepared?
No,
You
I'm
need
totally
to hear
ready.
what we're saying.
Totally ready.
Okay.
Okay,
So
sorry.
we'll all talk about the goods. The movie that we think is good.
Oh, okay.
So Paula,
Groovy.
what is your good movie?
Okay, my good movie it's probably one of my most favorite movies, and it has Leonardo DiCaprio in it, so that shouldn't shock anybody.
Oh.
It's The Departed. It's a fantastic movie. I suggest you watch it. Okay, it is rated R and it is very violent.
Right,
So
perfect.
if you're
It's
not
such a good
into
movie.
that,
Love.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No,
I'm
it's
totally
good.
going to watch it.
You've never seen it?
I think I've seen it, but it's
It's so
it may
good.
have been so long that I don't remember
Yes.
it anymore, which is good.
I think it's a Martin Scorsese. So
It is.
Which I love
I
him.
love.
I
yes,
do
It's
too.
Martin Scorsese. Yes, I know.
Is it?
No, it's Scorsese. It's from a very old film. It's a joke that only a few people will get because it's from Singles, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Anyway, Stephanie, what is the good movie for you?
So because we've been quarantined for so long, I've been watching new movies, which I never get to do.
Yeah.
So I took your good kind of literally, and I just watched The Terminator Dark Fate.
Is it good? Well, obviously.
It's my good.
Yes.
wow.
It's my good. So
Linda Hamilton, right?
Linda Hamilton plays herself, right? She plays Sarah Connor.
Yes.
Cool. She's like 60 or something, isn't she?
She's 63. I Googled it because I
She
wanted
does not
to see.
look 63.
No, her face is a little weathered, but that's because she hasn't done the whole plastic surgery thing. She did
cool
a
with
little.
that.
She did a little, but it's not over the top.
Everyone does their forehead.
I think
for
I'm
sure.
going
Which
to do
I
a
really would love to
facelift
do.
probably by 50.
I told Daryl I wanted to do a half facelift, and he's like, "Why? Why do you want to look like everybody else?" And I'm
Because
like,
I have jowls.
"Because I don't like the."
No, I have jowls. You don't have jowls.
No, but I mean, still.
I have jowls. I've got the eyelid problem. My lips are wrinkled. And
me too.
my forehead is getting kind of like the frown line in between.
Right.
So I figure if I do a facelift, I'll just look refreshed. But I'm also considering just doing regular facials, and maybe that might help. I don't know.
Well, that's what I do.
Do a vampire mask.
Fuck no, I'm not doing that.
I know, right?
Crazy.
So weird. So anyway,
See, every time I say this, I feel dirty. I've never had a facial, which is a lie, but
what?
like a spa one. So
Okay, so mine is way different than that one. This is my good movie. Now, the way I found this movie, it's called Tully with Charlize Theron.
I love that movie.
You've seen it?
Yeah, remember we talked about it.
Okay, so I had insomnia.
Is it new or old?
It's newish. It was last year.
Actually, didn't she get an award for that?
She got a Golden Globe for Best Actress.
I guess I need to see it.
Anyway, so Tully, I will read the description.
What kind?
So
Is it
Stephanie
sad?
knows.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. Marlo is a New York suburbanite who's about to give birth to her third child. Her husband, Ron, is loving and works hard, but remains clueless about the demands that motherhood puts on his wife. When the baby's born, Marlo's wealthy brother hires a nighttime nanny named Tully to help his sister handle the workload. Hesitant at first, Marlo soon learns to appreciate all that Tully does, forming a special bond with her new life-saving friend. It is not what you think. There's a complete twist at the end that you start to realize, maybe 3/4 of the way through, you realize something's not
transgender
right.
person.
No. But anyway,
It's an interesting plot twist.
it's a very cool.
Okay, don't tell me. I'll watch it.
I'm not. It's a cool plot twist. But the reason that I claimed it as my good movie is I never once wanted to change the channel.
Mm-hmm.
I never once looked at my phone. I never once started going, I wonder if there's anything to eat. I literally was riveted from minute
whole time.
one until the very last frame of the movie. It was so good.
Oh, I can't wait.
And what I love about it is that everybody in it is compassionate. There's no asshole. It is a true personal journey. And I know that sounds really existential, but Paula, you would agree. So many women will relate to this film. You'll be like, wow.
And I think that's what I loved the most about it is that a lot of times when they show films about, women feeling neglected, usually the husband's a total asshole and just, outright, it's just like, well, it's up for you to deal with, I work or blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And
that's not like that.
That's not usually how it goes. It's usually very subtle. And, because the guy just doesn't understand or doesn't see it, and the wife doesn't want to say anything because they know
because she doesn't know.
Well, either she
Right.
doesn't. Well, women will try and power through anything,
Right.
It's true.
and they feel like it's their job because they're just like, look, I don't work, I stay at home with the kids, so it's my responsibility. And he's got a big project, or he's working hard to do this one thing. And so I don't want to bug him with, these problems. And the husband's thinking like, well, she hasn't said anything and she seems like she's doing okay. So
It's true.
I'm not going to,
You're not going to pull on that thread.
Like, everything looks like it's fine.
Well, what's cool about the movie, too, is towards the end of it, you realize that the whole movie is filmed in her perspective. So it's not real. It's not reality necessarily.
Ooh, I love movies
what
like
she's
that.
saying, what she's seeing, or what she's thinking people are saying
perception.
is so different than what really is going on around her. She just doesn't see it because she's dealing with some mental health issues.
Who directs this movie?
It's a Reitman, and he's very good.
I was like, that sounds familiar.
It is.
I'm
You would
getting
know.
familiar with directors now, isn't that
Yeah,
weird?
well, because people are making it a big deal now. But anyway, so that is my good movie, and I chose it because I couldn't believe that I liked it, and I like Charlize Theron.
And I'm
So-
totally going to watch it now.
Good, you
Cannot
should.
wait.
Jason
Good.
Reitman.
Jason Reitman. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, let's do bad movies. Paula, you have a bad movie?
Okay. I wish I had never seen this movie, and I didn't even intentionally
Watch it?
try to watch this movie.
Okay.
I thought I was watching The Magnificent Seven.
Oh,
The Hateful Eight is not The Magnificent Seven.
Oh my
she
God.
hates it. I know.
I hate that movie
It's strange.
so much.
Why do you hate it? I mean, I didn't hate it, but it is definitely.
Why do you think it's bad? I'm
It is
curious.
so okay. There's
it 'cause Kurt Russell's
there's
in it?
no good about that movie. Everything about it is disgusting. Everyone dies in horrific manners. And
I believe it's a Martin Scorsese film.
no, that's a Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, Quentin Tarantino. Thank you.
You know, and
the other guy that likes to kill people. In movies.
they do terrible things to people
Yes.
for just disgusting reasons. And
That's the reason why you think it's bad?
I just don't get the point. I'm just like, so is
Yeah.
the point just to be evil people and kill people with shotguns and blow their heads off? And
Well, the point was to take her. She was there was a bounty on her, and the point was to take her to justice.
okay, I get
And
that.
get the money.
But I mean, that is such a flat note in that movie that
That is true.
I mean,
I will give you that. It's like a last thing.
you forget that's even what's supposed to be occurring after
When they beat the shit out of Jennifer Jason Leigh, like
after everything that transpires, after everyone they murder, And I mean,
And they all die.
They must kill at least 25 people in that movie.
Yeah, it's true. It's a blood fest
via
for
shotgun,
sure.
and they are not shy about showing it. I mean, I don't know how much fake blood they had to use in that movie, and how many people they had to hire that says, if you can you look terrified and fear for your life, we want you
for many minutes.
You know, it's just
That's
like so. I don't even know why that movie.
But you watched
was
it.
made.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yes, I did.
That's a prerequisite. You have to have watched the whole thing.
I wanted to watch it because I kept thinking, I'm like, this thing has to end with like a purpose, because most Quentin Tarantino movies, they end like peacefully.
Yeah, but that's so typical
like,
of him, though. Like, look at the one movie, Reservoir Dogs. My God, that movie was like torture for me. I had a hard time watching it. What?
I can't watch it.
Why?
Because it's the kind of violence is just too much for me.
It's very much like The Hateful Eight.
Okay, so Paula, that's your bad movie, and yes, I think the prerequisite is we have to watch it all the way through. Yeah. So okay, Stephanie, your bad movie, please.
So my bad movie's kind of old, not that old, but I just recently watched it all the way through because it's one of those movies where I'd seen pieces of it, and I never really watched the whole thing. It was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, which is the most recent Jurassic Park movie
with Chris Pratt.
If it has Chris Pratt is not in Parks and Rec or Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't want to see it.
Well, yes. Interestingly enough, Chris Pratt is married to Katherine Schwarzenegger, who is the daughter of Arnold, which was my good movie. And Bryce Dallas Howard is Ron Howard's oldest daughter, which I had no idea until I did a little research for the podcast today.
Yes.
And then Ted Levine plays the bad guy, who was...
Give me a... What is he? I can't think of him.
He was the guy that played the bad guy in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, he's diabolically good.
It puts on the lotion or it gets the hose again.
Okay, so... Why is it so bad?
You know what? It's bad because, first of all, I think they got too far off of the original storyline.
Yeah.
It was all over the map for me.
It sounds a little eco-friendly.
It was just stupid. I mean, I just couldn't get into it. There was no part of the story that ever really was riveting.
You watched the whole thing, huh?
I did watch it, only because
once you watch it, you're like, this is so bad.
Sometimes I think, like, maybe halfway
maybe
through
it'll be redeeming, right?
Yeah, at some point.
Just like Paula with hers. It's like, at some point, there's got to be some redemption,
well, that's
right?
kind of what I had hoped, but I mean, it just ended so stupidly, and I'm just like, this is dumb. I hated myself. That's why I want to call it the Hateful Eight. You're gonna hate yourself for watching this thing.
So you felt that way.
Funny.
Okay, here's my bad one. This one's really, really bad. And I watched it all the way through. I had a migraine. I was laying in bed, and there was nothing on TV. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Sci-Fi or CP, however you want to say it, had this movie on. It's called, and Paula, you've probably seen this because you're a big Nicolas Cage fan.
Yes.
It's called Season of the Witch.
No, I've never seen that.
Okay, it's about Nicolas Cage plays a crusading knight. This is back in the Crusades. Okay. He comes back to Europe and finds it ravaged with the Black Plague. A dying cardinal tells him that he needs to take this accused witch to a tower where there are monks, and they were going to destroy her.
This sounds horrible.
And if they destroy her, it will end the plague.
Is this an old movie?
Oldish, 2011.
Oh, okay.
So he and Ron Perlman and a couple of other people that I don't know take the journey to take this woman to this tower where there are monks, where evil forces await them. So they end up fighting all these evil forces. She's like this super powerful entity. She's not even a real person. She's like a demon. And they have to kill her, and when they kill her, the plague will end.
Miraculously be over.
Yeah, the Black Plague, the one that killed millions of people back in the old days. So anyway,
he falls in love with her, doesn't he?
No, but he starts feeling sorry for her, and they let her out. By the time they get there, they let her out, and she's like, she becomes, she kills all the monks, and then now they've got to fight, and everybody ends up dying, except for him, and he kills her with, his holy sword, where he finds his faith in God again, and that way he can kill her. And then at the end, when the plague is over, this black fog just slowly starts to rescind off of Europe, where he magically can see the entire continent of Europe being lifted off of this black fog plague. And I was watching it going, I realized that Nick Cage had some financial issues, and this is why he did so many of these bad movies.
Indeed.
But why couldn't I stop watching it? Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Because it was Nicolas Cage, and he's a good actor.
Well, you just wanted to see the end.
And I wanted to see what happened. I'm like, well, is he going to
Right.
die? Like, what's going to happen?
It's not like one of those movies you're going to watch 100 times.
I'll never watch it again in a
Right.
million years. And I wouldn't even suggest it to anybody.
Like, I'm not going to watch it just because of what you told me.
it's terrible.
I'm like,
it's a terrible
I've heard
film.
enough. I don't need to see it for myself.
Paula will watch it.
No, I won't. I'm not going to watch it.
Let's do our Ugly. So these are films that only an Ugg would love. Now, how we determine that is up to us individually. So, Paula, what movie do you think only an Ugg loves?
I have watched this movie, and every time it's on, I always have to watch it, and I always sob at the end.
Okay.
Which is weird for me because I don't cry.
You don't cry.
Sure.
Neither do I.
It's The Bridges of Madison County.
Oh my
God. I literally watched this the other
That
day.
is a good one.
Jerry hates it when I watch that movie. I wonder why.
I don't know. Because it's about adultery. Anyway.
It's not even the adultery that bothers me. It's just the fact that
cheesiness of it?
she won't take the freedom. And
I know.
She won't take the... so she should dump her family and her two young children.
And I think that's the problem is it's just the confliction. That's the part that makes me the saddest is that
right.
she could literally have this person that she loves, obviously, that she met her soulmate on these strangest circumstances, but she won't leave her children because she just, that's a
the right
love
thing to
greater
do.
than anything.
Well, I don't think it was just the kids. I think it was her commitment to
She made a
life,
commitment to
yeah.
this.
Absolutely. And
Even
you know
though
what?
she's miserable.
And I think we all can relate to that.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, come on. When has there not been a time in somebody's life or marriage where you haven't wondered, am I staying? Is it worth it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all have those thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not saying like every day, but
Her, and shockingly, her mother hates that film.
oh, what a surprise!
But I mean, every time I see it, and it's just the things that he brought out in her that, this world traveler, this, dancer, this,
Yeah, you don't need anyone.
drink-
You don't want anyone. You're a lover and a friend.
yeah, right. This person that she probably truly was because she was from a different country. And,
She's
they
from Italy,
did all
that's
these
true.
things where she was from. And that's probably who she truly was. But now she's this housewife in Wisconsin on a farm.
Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh, right.
Ohio,
And
Wisconsin,
with
Iowa.
somewhere
somewhere in the
terrible.
middle.
with this plain husband in overalls and these two little shit kids that don't,
ratty kids.
that don't appreciate anything she does.
And by the way, they were still assholes when she died.
Right.
They were the worst.
Yeah.
The most selfish, horrible people. She should have left.
But I think kids are just like that in general. I mean, what do you think Mom's opinion of us is?
I don't care.
I'm 100% sure she thinks we are the most savage, selfish people that she's ever raised.
Probably. So that's a good Ugg movie, Paula.
Yeah.
That
Very,
is a
very
good Ugg movie. Very good.
Okay, go
Thumbs
ahead,
up.
Stephanie.
My Ugg movie is an oldie but a goodie, and we all well know it.
Yes.
And maybe people do actually like this movie. It's so obscure for
What is
some
it?
people. Xanadu.
Oh, yes.
God, it's so good.
It's so good. One of the main reasons why it's so good is because the soundtrack's amazing.
amazing. I still have that. I listen to that all the time.
Every time I
Yeah.
take a shower, at least 4 times a week, I put on that soundtrack. And
Place.
yes, I
Well, that's my least favorite song of the whole.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Suddenly's the best.
Suddenly.
Oh my God, that's the best one.
So love that movie. Love it, love it, love it. It's super cheesy.
I don't care.
You know
I
what's
love it.
funny about that movie is it's based on people on roller skates.
But that was so 80s.
And wait
right?
a minute, which one of us didn't want the barrettes and the dresses?
And she wore leg warmings. I mean,
Yes, leg warmers.
leg warmers.
But she was so pretty in that
Oh my God.
1940s
She's
still pretty.
number.
Yes.
When she was wearing the little tan suit. She had the cutest figure.
She's adorable.
Well, I mean, one of my favorite scenes is when she's transitioning through all the different music styles.
Don't walk away.
Oh
I was
my
trying to think of
God.
those words. Yeah, you know what I read?
Oh, the cartoon one.
Yeah, I read.
Oh, yeah.
I looked at the IMDb on that movie, and it said that the reason why they used animation in that scene was because it was such a low budget film. They couldn't even afford to shoot a scene.
Don't walk away.
But they didn't. They wanted that song in there.
Don't say.
But they couldn't find a place to fit it in.
ELO
So they
is so good.
Right?
Love
How
ELO.
funny.
I know.
That's a good one, Ugg. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are probably going to hate me for this one, but this
God.
is my Ugg movie. And I love it more than anything in the world. And it's one of the worst movies that people think. And I don't care. I love it so much. Every time it's on, I watch it. It's called The Sweetest Thing.
I've never never seen that. And you know what?
I haven't either. Is it Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz.
I despise Cameron Diaz.
Selma Blair.
Oh my
Such
God.
big nostrils.
Christina Applegate.
And I hate Selma Blair. I don't care if she has multiple sclerosis or whatever it is she has.
Yes, she has MS.
I feel bad for her, yes, but I never
It
liked
doesn't
her.
make her a good actress.
Jason Bateman
Okay.
is in it. Anyway,
God, everyone awful. Okay, that's why you're ugly. Go ahead.
it's my Ugg movie, and every time it comes on, Cameron Diaz is not the star of this show.
Thank
It is
God.
Christina Applegate, who I think
I do love her.
Christina Applegate reminds me so much of Stephanie. Every time I watch it, I think
real?
of yes. Every time,
I
everything.
haven't even watched her show that you told me to watch yet.
Better no
Something Dead.
Yes, it's good. So this movie comes on, and it hasn't been on much, but I love it because it's basically all about girls and being girlfriends. It is cheesy. It is terribly acted, except for Christina Applegate, by the way, who's hilarious, and Jason Bateman, who is beyond hilarious. And it's just the whole idea
You
of
love Jason Bateman, so he could be terrible and he would say he was great.
no, he's really funny in this, and so he's the light
And
of
it shocks me that you would like a movie about girlfriends.
There's
because they're
we're
like friendless people.
They're
We
like
have
sisters.
No friends.
They're like sisters. Christina
But they're not.
Applegate and Cameron Diaz are like sisters. They've been friends since like their children years. And so they go on this long drive because she thinks she's met the love of her life, which is not it's not Jason Bateman. He's the best friend. But they go, and it takes place in San Francisco. They go to Monterey.
Oh, I love that.
They break down. They basically barge in on the wedding. Parker Posey plays the bride, and it's just it's crazy, and it's really funny. There's a lot of funny scenes, like they go to a gas station. They have to pee really bad, and it's this disgusting gas station.
Always.
And they're like, don't touch anything. They're like, I'm gonna pee in the sink because the toilet's so gross. So they go to the urinal because she's got to pee in the urinal because she's got to go. And she sees there's a glory hole right above the urinal. She goes, what's this? And so she puts her hand, she's like, is there a puppy in there? And she's like putting her eye in there going, what's in there? And a dick comes out and smacks her in the eye.
Oh my
Because it's a
God.
glory hole. She's all, ah, ah! And so it's a chaos ensues. There's a lot of really funny scenes, and yes, it's dumb, and that's the whole point. It's so stupid. And most people go, it is the stupid. I wish you guys would see it so you could go, it's stupid. I hate it. Why do you watch that?
Stupid because of the people in it.
Yeah, but it's actually, I thought it was funny.
hate Selma.
Selma Blair doesn't have a big speech. She's not a big part of it, actually. It's Christina
She's
Applegate
never got
and
a
Cameron
big part
Diaz.
in anything because she sucks.
Yeah, so those two are.
I always think
in
of
it.
her in Cruel Intentions.
That's exactly what I think of that stupid kiss scene with that spit between their mouths.
God. Ugh.
Yes. So anyway, that is my Ugly movie. That is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We will do this again, and we'll pick a different topic, and we'll talk about it, and maybe you guys will want to watch any of our totally random films that we
Or
decided to discuss.
If you have your own good and bad and ugly,
Oh,
please,
yeah,
send them
absolutely.
to
Oh my
us.
God. Write it.
Yeah, message
Put it on
to us.
Facebook. Put it on wherever. I would love to read
whatever.
this.
yeah, I would definitely love to know
Tweet it
anybody
to us.
else's
So curious.
Good, Bad, and Ugly, or Hugly, Good, Bad, and Hugly
Yes.
films. Okay, so we do have another segment, our Ugly and Awkward Moments of the Week, but we're all kind of under quarantine, and none of us are really being very awkward right now. Are you awkward at all?
Just my typical awkwardness at home, which is always.
Paula,
but
do you have an ugly moment?
I mean, nothing extraordinary. Just me
Yeah.
doing my
I haven't
usual
left my house
stuff.
in weeks.
I mean, you know, I
Yeah.
tripped over myself and gave myself a bruise
I did
on my
that too.
ankle.
Oh, I got a bruise on my stomach.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I was walking around the corner past my dresser in between my bed, and I faltered a little, and there you go.
You know, I hit my arm so hard yesterday, and I was alone, so I had no one to punch. But I really wanted to hit somebody badly because it hurts so fucking bad.
Right.
Has anybody lost their mind and just started shouting at everyone?
No.
I did that the other day.
All right. Well, as much as I don't want it to
Sorry,
end,
Dee.
it's time for it to end. The show must come to a close for another week.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I.
So long.
Goodbye.
Well, we'd like to. We'd like to thank Stephanie for joining us today. Keep shopping Amazon. Go to uglytruth.com. Click on the Amazon button. I know I've spent probably half our income on Amazon buying God knows what. Go to lipandclip.com. You may be ugly, but you don't have to stay ugly. You can be ugly and get your makeup needs. And other than that,
There's no excuse for ugliness.
None.
Ever.
You can't be ugly and mean. You can only be one of each.
Yes. I'm sorry, but even the ugliest people can enhance what they have. Come on.
right?
Give me a break.
Look your best self, whatever that might be.
Being natural is not cute. Stop it.
Everybody goes through the natural face. Like, I know, I just want to be natural. No,
No.
you don't. You need blush.
You do.
You think you're just going to be
Minimal
all
lip
cute
gloss.
and natural and sun beachy, and then you look in the mirror and suddenly you look like you have an autoimmune disease.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
All right, so we'll catch you on Wednesday. Have a fabulous rest of your week being inside doing nothing, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.